A system is something that is composed of different parts that interact in some way. They form this thing called system. When is a system complex? A system can be seen as complex when, by looking just at the parts and the way that they interact with each other, it's not enough to know how the system will behave. And so this is important for risk analysis, for the assessment of risk, because the idea is that if one will try to measure how much risk there is by looking only at one part, they will not see the whole risk. And so the idea is that if we are dealing with something complex, we have to analyze the risk at multiple levels. An example can be if we say that we have a system of 5 people, that is not enough information to understand what the system is, because this could be a family of 5, or it could be a basketball team. So how do I get to this understanding of what the system is? I have to look at the function that each person has. So if the functions are defined as mother, father, and children, then I know that I'm talking about a family. If the functions are defined by the different roles of players, then I know that I'm talking about a basketball team. So I have this need to define a system by talking both about the system as a whole, this is a basketball team, and about the function of each player in the team. It's important because it makes us see risk as something that isn't easy to manage. So it changes what it means to manage systemic risk. It's not just about identifying the sources of risk, but it's more about adaptive management. So there isn't a perfect recipe for how to manage the risk. And this is why I think one of the key words here is humility, is to be humble, both in the study and in the management of systemic risk. And one takeaway for this would be um, not to promise that the systemic risk can be perfectly managed, because it can't. We can try to do our best and advance our management of the risk, but in this context of complexity, this is something that is always a work in progress.